Hello gentlemen, the Hive is Minecraft Bedrock's biggest server, but even it has some game modes that tend to underperform, and today we're going to be looking at its biggest example, Ground Wars. Ground Wars, also known as Snow Wars, is a team-based game where you throw eggs at each other and build walls. That's basically it. And right now, Ground Wars is sitting at around 70 online players, which, compared to some of Hive's other game modes is really low. So, why did it flop so hard? And why does no one seem to be interested in playing it? And today, I aim to answer those questions. So a brief history of the game mode. Some OGs may remember that Ground Wars was a reskin of their winter exclusive game Snow Wars. It was a seasonal game, came around every winter, but with the addition of the Hive Arcade update, Hive had an idea. They decided, after apparent community recommendations, to release Ground Wars as a fully fleshed out permanent game mode. It did have some decent numbers at launch, but they drastically fell off, mainly being overshadowed by the other game modes that came along with the update, such as Block Drop or the Bridge. Now this update kind of sits off to the side and just collects dust in the background, with barely enough players to keep it from reaching zero. So what makes this game unfun? And to be honest, there's not a lot there. You kind of just, spawn in, build during a grace period, and just throw eggs at the other team. That's really it. We thought when they were to make it a permanent game mode that they would change up some features and make it more fun and, just replayable. Maybe they would add some challenges, but no, it's the same thing. You can only throw eggs at kids so many times until it starts getting really repetitive and boring. And leveling up for the hub cosmetics isn't even worth it because they all just kind of suck and are extremely underwhelming. There's 20 levels of absolute nothing burger for this game mode. The maps don't add any variety either. They could have included voids or hazards, but they just added rocks. And don't get me wrong, I used to enjoy Ground Wars. I would play it every single winter when it came. I just don't know why they didn't add the ghost hunting mode to the Hive Arcade instead, as I loved that game. But I guess, it's hard to reskin something that was like Halloween to make it permanent, because there was ghosts and whatnot and it was spooky. So I suppose it made sense from an aesthetic standpoint, but still, I really miss breaking ankles. That was a lot of fun. But overall, Ground Wars, there isn't a lot of content there, really. I mean, you kind of, as I said, you spawn in, you build, and you throw eggs. There's power-ups, right? We have like blindness egg, explosive egg, imposter, things like that, which are fun. But the blindness egg doesn't really do much because you can just place blocks in front of you until the blindness goes away. The explosive egg, I guess it's kind of nice, I don't know. And imposter, it's nice, but your timing has to be good because most people are aware of when the imposter shows up, mainly because there's big fat red text on their screen that says the imposter is among us. So then you kind of just go into their back line and everyone on their team just kind of turns around and you get pelted with about like 60 eggs. But it does make them waste some time. Something else I forgot to mention about the game mode, halfway through the game, there's this thing in the sky you can hit. If you hit it like the first team that breaks it, your wall expands 5 blocks forward. That's it. It's not good. Like, that has never changed the tide of a game. I don't think it's ever been the winning factor of a split team, like, ever. But yeah, as the game mode stands, there really isn't a lot to do, and I really wish that they had more challenges, for the game mode, or for any Hive game mode, to be honest. Like, I wish they put the amount of incentive to make people play Bed Wars as they did with every game mode on the Hive, such as we've talked about in this video, Ground Wars. I would love to have some Ground Wars challenges. I don't know what they could do. Maybe they could add some new variety, maybe they could add milestones. Who knows? Build battle or speed build would be cool to have some challenges in, like maybe your goal is to finish a build in under like 3 seconds, so that could always be fun to have. But I would like a general arcade kind of challenge hub to apply to every single game, not just Bed Wars. Now, is Hive actually going to do this? I highly doubt it, because as I already said, they're working on a murder mystery update, which may introduce challenges. I hope it does. That could be a lot of fun. I am going to look forward to that update because I have played a lot of murder mystery in my time. It was a lot of fun for me. So, hopefully they do something good with that. But back to Ground Wars, I don't know how it's still there. I'm surprised Hive hasn't gotten rid of it. I guess it's like 60 active players really keep the community going, you know. At some point, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but if they don't change something about the game mode, it's gonna dip back to 0. And I don't think it's gonna dip back up, to be honest, because yeah, there's a few kids that play it that are like maybe 5, and there's like maybe 2 people that are grinding it right now, but other than that, there's really nothing there. It really isn't. So I'm hoping something changes soon. It probably won't, but hey, it might. And you know, a white boy can dream, so who knows. So yeah, this was a quick little rant about how much I severely dislike, not gonna use hate's a strong word, I severely dislike Ground Wars. I think it had a lot of potential to be a really good permanent game mode and provide more replayability, but they really didn't do that, and they kind of just, oh, snow? No. Eggs. Boom. We're going to make you play this for 5 years. It just seems kind of underwhelming and just a lot of unused potential in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, but if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one.